up, Snatch Squad? It is your girl Celeste Renee, and I am back with another video of the day. Girl, why I keep saying video of the day? I keep getting my TikTok intro and my YouTube intro. They just become one at this point, and it's not even. It's too much, because I mean, I guess TikTok is YouTube. My YouTube subscribers, that's the Snatch Squad. Like TikTok, they could be the Snatch Squad 2.0, but you know, these the OGs. Anyways, let's get into it. So today's video is gonna be something a little different. Y'all see I'm sitting somewhere different. I'm not sitting up in the kitchen, I'm sitting down. I decorated this myself, it's real cute. Anyways, so I have a little life update situation or whatever. Today officially has been 1 month since I stopped birth control after 10 years. 10 or 9. I've been trying, I know it's been like 10 years, y'all. I'll say 9, but it's been 10. 9 or 10. But I just wanted to come out here and share my experience, because this has been like the weirdest thing for me. And like I've been like on Reddit posts, YouTube, watching people, and I saw I didn't see a lot of videos. I think I saw more videos of people like documenting their journey on like TikTok, but I didn't see stuff on YouTube. And I really didn't see women who look like me, aka women of color, talking about it. And I don't know if like black women don't use birth control or if they haven't been on it a long term, but I just thought that it would be cool to have somebody that looked like myself with a video talking about it. And y'all already know, if you watch any of my videos, your girl loves to talk and likes to have a little chit chat kiki sessions. So I was like, this is perfect. Nobody can comment and talk about me for talking too much, because this video is me talking to y'all about my experience. So even though my other videos are the same thing, but for some reason the girls like to come for me, the girls and the boys, because the men's be coming for me too. But anyways, let's get into it. We're not gonna let the haters run our parade. So we're gonna start from the beginning. I had took some notes, y'all. I had wrote some notes down, but then I was like, girl, every time you write notes, you don't stick to them, so what's the point? So I'm just gonna just go with the flow. I got me some water here because your girl, my mouth is dry. She real thirsty. And I got my phone here. So anyways, let's get to it. So I am currently 29 years old. I have been on birth control for 9 years, yeah. I got out in my second year in college. So I went to college in 2011, so 2012. So 2012 to, let me do the math. Y'all already know I'm not good with math. How do you do it? Like 2012 minus 2022? 10 years. I know I was right. Okay, so actually let's start at the beginning stages. So when I was in high school, y'all, of course I started to have like my period. I think I was like 16 or 17. I was a late bloomer. I was out here like the last girl on the team, like, you know, having a cycle. I was the girl who was like lying about, oh my god, I'm on my period. Was not. But anyways, I don't know why I lied about it, because baby, when she came in like a wrecking ball. So thank you Jesus that I didn't have her until like 17, because if I would have had to deal with the way Miss Moms was treating me at 13, So anyways, I was going through it, y'all. Like my cramps were so bad. Like I would be cramping, I would be throwing up to the point where I couldn't even go to school some days. Or when I would go to school, I would be like literally running to the restroom every period, like when the bell would ring, to go throw up and like go back to class. Like even if I drank water, like I would just be like in excruciating pain for the first day. Like just like thinking about it just makes me so like, ugh, it was just horrible. Like my mom's a nurse, so like we would have like Motrin 800s at the house, and I would be like popping them things back to back. And that's one of the biggest reasons now why I'm like very like anti-medicine. Like not anti-medicine, I take medicine, but only when I need it. Like if I'm sick, like I would have to be like really really sick for me to be like, okay, let me take some medicine, because I feel like my liver, those like from 17 to like from like whatever year that was to like 2012 when I got on birth control, like my liver, like she's still trying to detox it out, because I was going in on like Motrin 800s, Aleve, like all that stuff, and literally nothing would work, y'all. Like it was horrible. Like I remember like vividly like laying on the floor crying, like my mom trying to help me, my sister trying to help me, like just throwing up water. And like at that point I didn't know how to swallow pills, so I had to like take like the pills like with a cracker, and I would like literally take the pill with the cracker and like throw up. It was just horrible. It was extremely horrible. So finally when I got to college, like of course I was still like on my parents like insurance. Well actually I don't know how it ended up. Somehow I was at a doctor's appointment without my mom, and I was telling her about it, and she was like, you know, birth control really helps with those symptoms. And I was like, but me, I was like really scared because like I come from a very religious like household, and so I didn't know how my mom would take it, and so I was just like, I don't want to like get the birth control medication and then like, you know, my mom has to go pick it up from the pharmacy or they get a notification. I don't know. In my head I was like, yeah, this too risky. So I went to college, my first year of college. You know what's crazy? I was on birth control my first year of college. I was, because I wasn't having them. My senior year was the last year. That's what happened. When I went to college, I had a doctor's appointment in San Antonio. I went to college in Houston, U of H, go Cougs. So I went to college in Houston. I moved down here, and so I came home and I went to the doctor. I got the medication, and since I was gonna be in Houston, I was like, you know, mama may gonna find out about this because I'm in Houston. I was 17 at the time. I went to college at 17. So yeah, there's that. So I had started taking the medication, and y'all, I was fine, right? Like for the first couple of years, like literally I took it and all the symptoms stopped. Like no throwing up, no nothing. Like I just felt like a regular human being. Like I was like, oh my god, like is this how it feels to have a period? Like not being like this traumatic experience that I had. Oh, I also had really bad acne too. I had really bad acne too, like prior to birth control. So I got on the birth control, and things were good, right? So that's like, I was on it for like, I think around the last 2 years is when I noticed that like something ain't right. So like that's what it is. So I was on it that whole time, right? Throughout college, throughout law school, I was fine. I didn't have no issues. I was kind of like, the only thing I noticed was like I was so emotional, y'all. Like I would literally cry over anything. Like if I saw somebody cry, I would cry. If I'm watching a show, it's sad cry. Like I couldn't like control my tears. Like I just was very like, I would just cry a lot. So to me, I was just thinking like, you know, this is just so amazing because this birth control is really like controlling my symptoms or like, you know, my cramps and stuff. And I was like, maybe whatever was in the medication like my body really needed or wasn't producing enough, and that's why. Mind you, I didn't do any research on birth control or anything like that. I didn't know that. I literally didn't even find out what birth control really did until the last month that I like quit my birth control. That's when I found out that like when you're on birth control, you're literally like not ovulating for that time. So like I literally haven't ovulated for 10 years to 11 years, because 2011 to 2022 is 11 years. So I'm just like, I'm getting ahead of myself because that's the revelations I've had like as of recent. So anyways, like in the last 2 years, y'all, I started to notice that like, I say the last 3 years because it's been like the last 3 years. So in the last 3 years, I had started therapy, right? I had originally started therapy because I was like, maybe I need to like process my emotions and stuff, because y'all, my moods were getting out of control. Like I was just like crazy. Like, you know how normally you get angry, but like it's like you can like kind of like calm yourself down. I was like irrational, like all over the place. Like that was the first thing I noticed. Like I was just very like volatile and angry, and like little things that normally aren't big deals like was like so major for me. Then I noticed like I was really like, looking back at it now, I was really like battling like depression and just like my mood, like my mental health was just trash. And this was like along the line, like this was when COVID had started and all that stuff too. So it was just a lot going on. But I'm like, dang, like, so I had gotten to therapy. I was doing the therapy thing, and I'm like, girl, you still, the moods, like, you know, I have these tips and stuff, but I was like, I don't know. So it was really on my mind. I'm like, man, maybe I should like stop my birth control. But mama, if you're watching this right now, girl, exit out, because it's about to get a little TMI. My mom will be watching my videos, y'all, and I don't know if she's about to be watching this. I don't want her to be like, oh. Anyways, girl, so I also have a boyfriend, so you know, we've been together for a very long time, so I was also sexually active too. But that wasn't the reason why I had went on birth control. It was literally, this was back, you know, before I even met him. So I was like, well, you know, I ain't trying to have no babies, so you know, girl, it's fine. You just need to just work on controlling your emotions more. So that was it. Then y'all, my period like cramps started to come back, and that's when I was like, look sis, this not gonna work. Because one thing about two things for sure, I'm not about to be taking birth control and putting these substances into my body and I'm still getting cramps. Like, yeah, no. So last year I went to my OBGYN. I go to her every year. Y'all need to make sure y'all go to y'all doctors once a year. I know everybody doesn't have health insurance, but that's why I'm a big advocate for Planned Parenthood, because when I didn't have insurance, when I got kicked off my parents at 23, not 26, because my mom is military and I was on TRICARE. Anyways, it's a long story, but military, you can only stay until 23. If any other situation, you can stay until 26. So when I had got off of my parents' insurance, I would just go to Planned Parenthood in Houston. Like, I would get my checkups once a year, I would get my birth control, like everything. So that's why I'm a very like huge advocate of like Planned Parenthood and not defunding it, because it does more than just abortions. And ultimately, your body, your choice. But there's women who can't afford, like, have access to, like, you know, doctor's appointments and things like that for their like physical health. And so like it's very important to be able to get those checkups and stuff done. So that's just my little spiel there, not trying to get political. But anyway, so I would just go to Planned Parenthood and get those tests and stuff done, like my yearly exams and things like that. So, oh, I was like, dang, how did I get there? Okay, anyways, the OBGYN. So I went to my OBGYN last year, and I was talking to her. I was like, hey, I've been on birth control for like 10 years now. I was like, you know, like at that time I was 28. I was like, you know, I eventually want to have kids. Like, is there any issues with like being on birth control long term and having kids? And she was like, no, like you're fine. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I was like, so here's another thing. I was like, I'm starting to get like really bad, like not really bad cramps, but I'm starting to get cramps, and they're like coming more and more. And it's kind of weird because I've never had this before in like the last like 7 to 8 years. And she was like, well, maybe you just need to try a different birth control. I didn't tell you the birth control I was on. I was on low gestural. So I think it's like a low like hormone or something like that. I don't know. But it has testosterone and estrogen. But anyways, that's what I was on. And then just pause on that. So another thing with my birth control, I was on that one the whole entire time. The whole 11 years I was on the same birth control. I would go to the pharmacy sometime, and they would try to give me like, first off, low gestural is already a generic of like the original, which is like low something, I don't know. So they would try to give me like the generic of low gestural, and I'm like, no ma'am, baby. If I'm gonna be putting this in my body, girl, it's gonna be the same one every month. Like I don't play those games. So yeah, that was that. And it just used to get annoying because sometimes I would go to the pharmacy and they'd be like, here's your prescription, and it would be they would try to give me the Cristal, and I'm like, girl, low gestural. She's like, this is the generic, baby. I know, but that's not what I asked for. Anyways, I never had an issue where I had to like skip a month. I always took my pill every day. Well, not every day. Some days, when I first started, like the first couple of years, I was always taking it every day. Then later on, sometimes I would forget like a day or two and like take it, but nothing more than like 3 days. But that was like after like being 8 years in. So I think my body already had like resistance. Anyways, so let me not say that, because I don't know. This is just my thoughts and my opinions. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm talking about what worked for me. So don't be talking about Celeste said this and I got pregnant, baby. Do your research, because honey, that's the lawyer in me coming out. These are just my opinions. These are not fact. I am not a doctor. I'm not responsible. Boom. So anyways, that was that. So back to it. So I talked to my OBGYN about it last year, and she was like, well, maybe you need to like try a new one if you're like experiencing differences and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, you know, I knew in my head I didn't want to try a different one, and I was like, maybe I just need to take a break from it, because I'm like, you know, I've been on it for like at this point 9-10 years, and I'm like, and I've never like, I don't know what my body will respond like now, you know, at 29, to like not being on birth control. Oh, another thing, when I got on the birth control, my acne cleared up a lot. It actually cleared up altogether. And then I got a dermatologist and then an esthetician, and that's where we're at now. But like the actual like really bad acne cleared up a lot. So then I was thinking about it like this last year. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, dang, I really want to just try a month off. And I was just thinking about it, and I like was like, oh, I don't know, I'm scared. And then I live in Texas, you know, so then once they passed once the Supreme Court like shot down the Roe versus Wade thing, I was like, yes, sis, we not doing this. We not about to be out here trying to risk our lives, because, you know, I live in Texas and Greg Abbott is my governor, and yeah, it just wasn't a smart idea. But then I was like, you know, but what about your health though, girl? Like, you know, push come to shove, if something happens, we can take care of that situation. So I'm like, okay. So August 1st, August 1st, I had stopped. I was like, you know what, this is gonna be the last time I'm on my birth control. Mind you, I had a period 2 weeks before that. So, oh, that's another thing. The whole time I was on birth control, all 10, 11 years, I had a period each month. So I like took a break. So there's that. I know some people go through and they like never have periods. For me personally, I just felt like my body needed to bleed. And also, I don't know if this is true or not, I feel like one time in the Bible, it would say something about like the women bled and like some, and I feel like that's, to me, that's just when my body just cleanses itself out. And so I was like, I need that. And I gotta make sure I'm not pregnant too. Anyway, it was just a lot. For me personally, I need to bleed. So I bled once a week, you know, doing that. So yeah, that was that. Anyway, so on August 1st, I quit, just like cold turkey. Like, I think I was on like, I think August 1st is like a Sunday. No, it's a Monday. So I took my Sunday pill, and then Monday I woke up, I was like, I'm not gonna take it anymore. And that's what I did. So I stopped it that Monday, and then I actually did a lot of like research too. I'm a big Reddit person, y'all. Like I Reddit everything. Like if something happens, like I just Reddit everything, because I like to hear like real people's opinions on stuff. Like I think that's why I like YouTube so much, because you get to hear people's opinions and people's like experiences. And I like to learn from others. I don't need to experience myself. If somebody's already been through, baby, that's how I like to do my life, live my life. Anyway, so I was on Reddit, and I was seeing like a lot of people talk about when they got off of birth control, they felt so much better. And I was like, okay. So anyways, fast forward to Monday, August 1st, I stopped it. And then that was that, y'all. Like I stopped it. I had like a withdrawal bleed. Like it had started, like my period would have normally started, so it was like Wednesday, and then Sunday it ended. And then y'all, it's officially been a month. It is so crazy because it's been a month today, September 1st, and I stopped it on August 1st, and like I'm currently on my like first like real period, because I didn't know that those periods that I was having when I was on birth control, they're not really periods. Like it's not like you're like ovulating in the egg. Like I didn't know that, because I never did any research, and I never like really thought to learn about it. But now it really is so empowering. Like when people say like I know my body, like it really is empowering, because now I actually know like what's going on in my body. Like I know about ovulation, I know about like different things that I've researched in the last month that like most people probably know. I didn't, just, you know, be 100%. So anyways, yeah, so I'm on my period right now. I'm on day 2, and y'all, she came in like a wrecking ball, but not as bad as a wrecking ball that she was when I was in high school. She just is like, you know, she's real crampy. I had to take some leave, but it was okay. Today is the second day I'm fine. I haven't had any cramps. The first day I was like cramping, uncomfortable cramps, but like I went to the gym and worked out, and that helped a lot. I took the leave, and I was kind of tired. But that was it. I didn't like throw up or anything, knock on wood. This ain't wood, but just knocking on it, like, Jesus, please don't let this be a setup and then month 2 comes around and I'm like out of there. Because I told myself, I was like, if I come off of birth control and I experience the things that I experienced in high school, then I'm getting back on it, and that's just it. Because like I cannot go through that. No, not at all. That was just literally horrible. Like I feel like I have trauma from, like I feel like I literally have PTSD from that. Like I just cannot do that. So there was that. The only thing that I have noticed is that like my period is my flow is so heavy, and I'm not used to this. Like literally my cycles are really light, and I could literally use one pad for a day and I'd be fine. I wouldn't do that because I think that's disgusting, but I literally could. And I work out a lot, and that's just nasty. But y'all, I've been changing this bad boy like 3 times already, and I'm like, girl, like it's like I can feel it just gushing out. That's TMI. But anyways, I haven't experienced that in a long time, because like I said, for the last 11 years it's been little plitter platter bleeds or whatever. So that's that. How have I felt in the last month? Literally, guys, like it's so crazy. I feel like a brand new human being. Like it's like I just like people like in like when I like read people's experience, they're like it's like this fog like lifts up off you. It's so true, and it's so crazy, because I'm like, I thought I was having like, I would be reading these books about managing your emotions and things like that. I'm like, why do I get so fixated over things like this? Is crazy. I'm not saying it's the birth control, because I don't have no scientific proof to prove that. But all I know is in the last month that I haven't been on it, y'all, like it's like I have regular emotions now, you know, like I can think things through. I don't respond so crazy, and it's like I realized it because like 2 weeks ago something had happened, and like I had got so upset, and I was like, Celeste girl, just go do X, Y, and Z and figure it out. And I was like in my head having this conversation, because the way that I talk on videos, like how I talk to myself, I'm like, you know, Celeste, you need to do that. But it was like I literally like had to like I could literally calm myself down in that like 10-second span to be like, girl, don't get angry, because it's kind of, you know, you don't even know what the situation is going to be, just go do this, you know. And like I also have really bad anxiety too, and so it's been so much calmer. Like, you know, I can kind of like rationally like process through things. So that's the biggest thing. Like, and even like I don't know, I wasn't like medically diagnosed with depression. I had a therapist too. She didn't think I was depressed, but like my moods would be, I would just get into these moods where I just had no motivation to do anything. Like I would just like lay in the bed and stuff like that. I would just be really like, my mental health was just really going through it. And like since I stopped it, and I don't know if it's like a placebo effect, because I have thought about that too, things have just been like, you know, I still have the same emotions. Like I get mad, I get sad, but it doesn't like, it's not the same. Like I just feel like a regular human being. It's just, that's the only way I can explain it. Like I just like feel like how an average like person like process emotions and like process like feelings and things like that. I can do that now. So that's the first thing. The second thing, my appetite. Like when I was on birth control, so my weight has always been, I've always like had issues with my weight since I was a kid. Like I was like a morbidly obese kid. Like, you know, I lost weight when I got like my senior year in high school. In college I like gained, lost. And if y'all see me on the YouTube channel for the last, we're not done. Sorry y'all, I forgot the camera only records for like a certain amount of time, and so I had to restart it. But if you've been watching my YouTube channel for like the last 3 or 4 years, that's when I started documenting my journey. So you kind of see I've been I've been up, I've been down. Feel like if you listen to the new Beyonce album, Church Girl, that's my song, you know it. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. But anyways, but all over the place. And so like, I know a lot of people say like, oh, you gain a lot of weight when you're on birth control, you lose a lot of weight. I can't really attest to that because I feel like mine is more so just with like eating, because I always work out. Like working out is my stress reliever, so I'm always working out. For me, I think it was more so my eating. I have lost some weight since I've been on birth control, but I also I work out and I haven't had a big of an appetite. So that's the one thing I've noticed, that my appetite is like so low now. Like I could literally eat like fruit and a salad and be good. Like it's really crazy. It's really, really crazy, because I'm like, when I was on it and I would work out, like I would, first off, I would wake up hungry all the time, and then like after I went to the gym or like whatever workout I did for the day, whether it be like hot works, go to the gym or whatever, like I would just be so hungry throughout the day. Like it's like I'm just like hungry all the time. And so I've noticed that like my appetite is just, she's not there, but in a good way. Like not to the point where I don't want to eat at all. Like I get hungry, but it's not like all the time. It's literally, for me now, it's like telling myself, Celeste, you're bored. Like you're eating because you're bored and you just want to do something, because I work from home, as opposed to like, oh my god, I'm so hungry, I need to eat something. So that's the positive that I love the most. Like the mental side and that I love it. But like I said, I've lost weight too, but I wouldn't really put that to the birth control. One thing I have noticed is though, is I'm not as bloated. So I'm bloated right now because I'm on my period. Oh y'all, that's another thing. When I was on birth control, I never really experienced like bloat before, but this last 2 days I've been so bloated. I'm like, ugh, this is disgusting. Like I see what people be talking about, because I never really experienced that. The symptoms I would have, like when I was about to start my cycle, was like back hurting, or like my breasts would be like super sore, like they'd be really big. That's what it. Oh, that's another thing I noticed too. My breasts have gotten smaller. I had put on this sports bra that I wear all the time, and they wasn't giving like they normally give. I was like, girl, what's going on? Anyways, that's fine. And then those are really the only two things I noticed. The one thing I was scared about, a lot of people were saying that like when they stopped their birth control, their acne came back super bad. But it's been a month. Can y'all see my skin? I haven't had no issues. I also have an esthetician, and she like told me to get tretinoin or whatever. So like I use that too. So I already have like started a like acne routine way before like, you know, I got off birth control. Just in general, because like when I was younger, I struggled with acne a lot. Like I used to take Proactive. Y'all used to take everything when I was in high school. It didn't work. But I think that I'm not having issues with acne because of that. Now the 2 days leading up to my period, I did have like some pimples pop up, but they gone now. So there's that. I think that's everything that I've experienced. Oh, this is another part. So this is about to get a little TMI, but y'all, this is a Kit. I was about to say a Kit Kat. I don't even like Kit Kats. This is a little what's it called? It's just a personal video, like, you know. So I forgot to talk about the sexual part. So when I was on birth control, y'all, I had no sex drive at all. Like literally, I could have sex. I could not have sex for a whole month, and I wouldn't even. I'd be fine. Like I just didn't have it in me. It just I just didn't have it in me. It hasn't came back fully yet, like, but yeah, she wasn't there. I think around like the 3rd year being on it, she RIP to that woman, because she was gone. And then in the last year, I noticed, the last year, that's when I noticed, like, some people say they have like dryness. I started experiencing that, and that was not fun at all. Like that, it just hurts. It's like you don't want to have sex, and then when you do have sex, it's like, it's just a lot. So This is my sister, y'all. I can't talk right now. I'm recording a YouTube video. I'll call you back. Bye, girl. Anyways, so yeah, that, so the libido part is, I haven't really just like, well, I have one friend who went off of it, and she was like, after like a month or a half or something like that, she like her sex drive went up. I still feel the same. I don't not have a sex drive, but it's not like it. I don't feel like the way I felt before when it was like absolutely not there. But like, you know, I feel a little frisky sometimes, but it's not like all extreme. Like I'm just trying to like be on top of somebody all the time. It's nothing like that. But the dryness has went away. Praise the Lord. The WAP is back. I cannot with myself. The WAP is back. The WAP is whopping. The WP is whopping. Okay, so we thank God for that, cause baby, I was like, oh my God, my vagina is dying. She ain't that girl no more. I'm crazy. It's really crazy to me how I really be getting on this in front of this camera and be saying stuff about myself that be on the internet. Like, y'all know literally everything about me. Y'all, I be telling y'all about like my sister. She's trying to be a pick-me, trying to be on the video, girl. Y'all know about like when I be constant anything about my body, I just share with y'all, and it's just so crazy to me because I'm like, girl, whatever. But that's just really how I am in general. I'm just like, whatever. If you really think about it, we all go through the same things in life. Like, nobody has experienced something different from the other. Your experience might be like worse than the next person, or you might have experienced something that, like, you know, we've all experienced trauma. Everybody's trauma might be different. Like, your trauma might be like worse than mine, but everybody has their own. So I feel like if people were more honest about what they experience, like, I think it's good for people like me. Like, I like to go on YouTube or TikTok, and like if I'm experiencing something, like Google it and see if somebody else has experienced it, and when I see people who do, it feels relatable. And so that's what I try to do. I try to make my videos relatable. Not even trying to make them relatable, it's just my real life. So it's like I'm going through it, and I'm just gonna, you know, put myself out there, and hopefully somebody else might be going through it one day and be like, I stopped birth control for 10 years. I want to stop birth. Like somebody, you know, somebody will be like, I want to stop birth control. Let me look at a video. And then boom, Celeste Renee pops up, and they get to listen to me ramble for probably, this video probably 25 minutes long. Y'all know how I do. She be talking. Yeah, so there's that. So this is just the month update. Like I said, I want to come back. I think I want to do a 3-month update too. So month 1 and month 3, because they say it typically takes about they say it typically takes like 3 to 6 months for like your hormones to get back like on the levels that they should be. And I actually think I'm going to go to my doctor, my primary care doctor, not my OBGYN, but my primary care doctor, and get a hormone test done, because she does it at her office just to see. So I think I might do that. And yeah, oh, this is the last thing. So some people, when they stop birth control, like I did, I just started cold turkey. I didn't finish the pack. I was like on like the 2nd week, and I was like, F it, I'm stopping it. So sometimes they have issues with like their period starting again, but for me, luckily, thank the Lord, I didn't have that issue. I had my withdrawal bleed, and then like the app that I used, the Flow app, literally said my period was going to start this week, and it did. So that's been good. But I didn't have issues with being irregular prior to birth control. So, you know, I just had like the throwing up and stuff, but my period would always come on Wednesday and would end on Sunday, like clockwork. It always did that. And now I'm off of it, and it did the same thing. It started yesterday, Wednesday, and she better end on Sunday. But I'll let y'all know in the 3-month update if she did, you know. So there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to share my experience because, like I said, I think it's something that a lot of people, like, you know, deal with, and I don't think there's a lot of videos out there, because I just feel like our world just wants everything to be so perfect, and nobody likes to show like the real things in their life. And that's kind of what I want to do. That's kind of the direction I want to take my channel. It's just, you know, like just sharing real, I don't want to curse, real-ish, because I'm a real person. I go through real things, and you're a real person, and you go through real things. And like I said, everybody all experiences the same things. And if you're a TikToker like me, like not you do TikToks, but you literally watch TikTok all day long, I love it because it's so relatable, and everybody's like thinking the same things. So anyways, there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. It was like my own little girl talk kiki session to myself. Hopefully when you're watching it, you feel like I'm talking to you, and you feel like, oh my God, we're besties. So there's that. Bye.